In Siberia, bread began with the land itself. On vast fields, where harsh winters met short summers, rye, wheat, and oats grew slowly, absorbing the cold wind and sunlight. Every grain was valuable, a product of human labor and nature's forces. In spring, villagers went out with sickles, sowing each seed carefully, knowing that the harvest would determine the family's survival for the year. Everyone worked together. Men prepared the soil, women collected seeds, and children helped as they could. By the end of the season, the fields turned into golden carpets of grain, and sheaves were transported by carts and dried. Bread in Siberia was not just food. It symbolized life, labor, and care for the future. Even today, looking at the peaceful Siberian fields, one can imagine how people once worked here, creating the foundation for their bread and preserving traditions. Harvest time in Siberia was both laborious and joyful. Families gathered together. Men and women with sickles walked through the fields while children helped carry the sheaves. Every grain was precious. It determined how much bread would last through winter. By the end of the season, fields looked like golden carpets, and the village smelled of fresh rye. After gathering, the grain was taken to barns, dried, and prepared for milling. Harvest was not just work, but a celebration, uniting family and neighbors, where everyone understood the value of bread. For Siberians, it was both effort and joy, a moment of connection with nature and ancestors who had cultivated the same land for generations. After harvesting, grain was turned into flour, a vital task. In Siberia, water and windmills were used, and sometimes the grain was ground by hand on millstones. Flour was a treasure, carefully preserved and passed down through generations. Children watched the miller, learning to respect labor and understand how a small grain became the foundation for future bread. The mill was the center of village life. Neighbors came to talk, exchange news, and help each other. Flour held care and experience, and later became the main ingredient for bread, sustaining the family through the long winter. At home, the most important ritual began: kneading dough. Flour was mixed with water, salt, and sourdough starter, passed down through generations, considered the living soul of the bread. Dough was left to rise, filling the house with a warm, sweet aroma. The family gathered together. Some kneaded, some watched. Elders shared stories and advice. This process connected generations, creating comfort and the feeling of home. Kneading required patience and care because bread was not just food. It symbolized life, labor, and attention to family. In every Siberian house, the oven was the heart of the home. It warmed the cold winters and baked the bread. The oven was heated in advance so that the heat was even, and dough was carefully placed inside. The bread had to be washed to avoid burning and ensure even baking. Children learned from their parents. The oven symbolized warmth, comfort, and care. When the bread was ready, the house was filled with the smell of happiness and labor. The oven united the family, creating an atmosphere of coziness, safety, and shared effort. When dough became bread, it was almost magic. Hot loaves with golden crusts and soft interiors were the result of patience and care. White rye or with caraway seeds, each loaf was unique. Taking the bread from the oven was a joy, almost a celebration. Sitting at the table, the family felt harmony, satisfaction, and happiness. Baking united not only the family but also the village. Bread was a symbol of work, care, and prosperity. For Siberians, it was more than food. It carried the memory of ancestors and was a foundation of family comfort. Bread was sacred on the Siberian table. It accompanied holidays, everyday meals, weddings, and family gatherings. Guests were welcomed with bread and salt, a sign of respect. Every crumb was precious, and children grew up understanding the importance of bread. The saying, bread is the head of everything, reflected generations' wisdom, work, family care, and respect for the land. For people aged 50 to 60, bread is a memory of home, childhood, and simple joys. It reminds us to preserve traditions and value the labor of our ancestors. Bread was baked to last long. In the house, shelves and boxes were made where loaves could stay fresh even during winter. Sometimes caraway seeds, salt, or dried herbs were added to extend shelf life. Preserving bread meant protecting not only food but also memory, labor, and traditions. Bread was almost sacred, connecting past and future, reminding people the importance of respecting ancestors' work and caring for the family. For the 50 to 60 age group, the taste of Siberian bread brings memories of childhood, the warmth of home, and family stories. Every crumb holds a memory of ancestors, their labor and care. Bread reminds people of home, relatives, and simple joys. These memories warm the soul and teach the value of traditions, family care, and respect for nature. For older generations, Siberian bread is a symbol of life and comfort, remembered from childhood. Siberian bread connects generations. Traditions passed from hand to hand preserve the memory of ancestors and their work. Children learn to respect bread, seeing care and love in it. Bread is not just food. It is a symbol of life, home, and harmony. It reminds us of the value of simple things, family, and traditions. Siberian bread is a legacy, preserved and passed on to future generations, uniting people through care and labor.